Hello students, I am here with a poem from class 12 and it is from the book Flamingo. The poem is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. It's by Stephen Spender. Here, in this poem, the poet Stephen Spender has presented a vivid description of social injustice and class inequalities. First, I would like to talk about the poet. The poet Stephen Spender was born on 20th February 1909 in Kensington, London, England. And he died on 16th July 1995 at St. John's Wood, London, England. He completed his studies from his alma mater, University College, Oxford. Stephen Spender was an English poet, a novelist and essayist. He left the University College, Oxford without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. He joined politics and declared to be a socialist and pacifist. His books include Poems of Dedication, The Age of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and Autography, World Within World. Now, I am going to tell you about the poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. The poem was published in 1964. It presents a vivid description of a slum school classroom and the poor children therein. The poem resonates the poet's political views. It brings forth the difficulties faced by children in slums. It also highlights the social injustice and class inequalities prevailing in the world. The poem intends improvement in the lot and life of poor children. It attacks those who exploit the weaker sections of society. The theme of the poem is the pathetic plight of poor children living in slums. Their plight, their life needs to be changed. The poet says that we need to change their life and end their poverty. The poet's wish is to provide them a healthy, hygienic and beautiful environment to live in. These poor children living in the slum should also be given proper education for their holistic growth. The poet urges the rich people and the government to save them from being destroyed. The poet gives a message as well through this poem. And the message to the readers, the rich, the bureaucrats and the government is that the slum children should get rid of their poverty, their dismal lives. They should be given proper food and nourishment. They should be educated and brought out of their ugly surroundings. The rich people should get these poor children free from the life of hunger and misery. Now I would like to explain the lines of the poem, and here I am going to present the key points of the lines 1 to 8. What are the key points of the lines 1 to 8? So the key points are: the stanza describes the pathetic and miserable condition of children sitting in a slum school classroom. The children are far from the beautiful surroundings of nature. They are far from the beautiful scenes of nature. Children look weak and hungry. They are kept away from the mainstream of society. They are withered and lifeless. They are unwanted in the society like unwanted rootless weeds. As we don't allow unwanted grass in our fields where we grow crops, and we just weed those grasses out. So these children also look like the rootless weeds which have been taken out of the mainstream of life. The tall girl is depressed with sad thoughts, sitting with her head down, physically and mentally exhausted due to poverty and hunger. There is a paper seaming boy due to malnutrition. The boy is paper seaming. It means he is as thin as a paper, and it is because of malnutrition. There is one more boy in the classroom who had inherited his father's arthritis. His father had a bone disease, twisted bones, and so the child also has inherited his father's arthritis. There is one unnoticed boy lost into his dreams of squirrels games. This boy is not interested in the classroom and studies. Rather, he wants to be free and move outside and play the squirrels games. The dull and monotonous atmosphere of the classroom fails to arrest his attention. So in this paragraph, the pathetic plight of the children living in the slum has been shown. The poet has presented that the children who don't have proper nutrition to eat, who are not given proper fooding and lodging, a proper atmosphere for their mental and physical growth, how can they study in such a school and in such an atmosphere? Now the key points of lines 9 to 16. The walls of the classroom are pale and dirty and give a rather unpleasant feeling. There is a picture of Shakespeare on the wall, but it is of no use for the children. The pictures of domes of big cities represent the quality of life in those cities, rich cities, where the rich people live. And these pictures also are totally useless for the slum children. In another picture, the sky is cloudless at dawn. At dawn means morning. There is also a picture of Tyrolis Valley, a region in the Austrian Alpine province adorned with flowers. It has a natural scenery and natural beauty that the slum children has no connection with at all. There is a world map which divides the world into countries, big and small, symbolically gives the children the whole world, but the world of the children is confined into their slum itself, and so again these children do not have anything to do with the world map. It is totally useless for them. These pictures have no meaning to the poor children. The world depicted on these walls is not the world of these children. They live in the slum. Unlikely to this, their world is painted with fog. Fog of hopelessness and hunger. Fog means where you have a very blurred vision. You cannot see the things ahead clearly. So their lot itself is foggy. Their future is not clear. There is no hope and happiness in their life. There is totally hopelessness and hunger. They are not given proper footing. So how can they keep happy and hopeful, and how can they study? Their future is uncertain and grim. There is no hope for any improvement. There is no ray of hope and happiness in their life. Their world is far from the world of rivers and caves, and these things are like stars for them. Yeah, the world which is full of rivers and caves, full of natural beauty, full of good environment and beautiful surroundings, these things are like stars for them. As we can't touch the stars, so these poor children also cannot get these things. These things are like stars for them. And now let's get the lines 17 to 24. The picture of Shakespeare is wicked for them because it is meaningless to these children. These children haven't heard the name of Shakespeare at all. What they will do with the picture of Shakespeare when they have not heard his name at all? What benefits they will get from the picture of Shakespeare? It is totally meaningless. There is no quality education here in the slum school. Children will never learn about Shakespeare's work. Yeah, of course. These slum children are not going to learn about the tragedies and comedies of Shakespeare. They don't know what is a Shakespearean tragedy, and they don't know what is a Shakespearean sonnet and how many sonnets Shakespeare has written, and how many tragedies and how many comedies has he written, and what a good actor and what a fantastic dramatist and poet Shakespeare was. Because there is no quality education in the elementary school of the slum. Yeah, map is a bad example for these children, because for these children their classroom is the whole world. They won't go out of their classroom to see the outside world. So the map with the beautiful surroundings, with the beautiful Tyrolis Valley and the different countries on the map, different continents on the map, different oceans and seas on the map, it is quite useless and meaningless for these poor children. The beautiful world with its offerings only tempt them to steal. Yeah. If you show these children the beautiful world that is quite out of their reach, then they would be tempted to these worlds, and they would like to get to these worlds, and for that they would steal. Yeah, of course. They live in cramped holes like hutments with no end of their misery. Their parents are so poor that they don't have a proper lodging as well. They live in cramped holes, a small room, a small houses, like hutments, thatched houses, made of mud and thatch. that has no windows, no proper ventilation, no proper light and air coming in. There is no end of their misery. Their bodies look like garbage heaps. If you look at these poor children, you won't feel that they are human beings. They look like garbage heaps because they are wearing ragged, dirty clothes, torn clothes. They are skinny, very lean and thin. You can even count their bones from above their skin. Their life is being destroyed in the foggy slum. Yeah, of course. If they had been born to the rich families, rich parents, they would have been given better life and better education and all the facilities. But now here in the slum, born to the poor parents, their life is being destroyed. Their poverty is like a blot on the map of their lives. Yeah, of course. If you consider their life to be a map, then their poverty is like a blot, a black spot, a ruin. So their poverty is ruining their lives. Now lines 25 to 32. These children will continue to suffer till government officials come forward to help them. The poet wishes the government officials to come forward to help these poor children. The poet wants the civilized world to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. The rich people must come forward to help these poor children. They should give these children the glimpse of a better world, improve their life, give them better education, then the world will be better for them. The windows of their classroom confining their hopes and dreams must be broken. Yeah, they are living in the four walls of the slum elementary school. So these walls must be broken symbolically, that they must be taken out of their surroundings and out to the mainstream world, out to the outside world where the rich people, rich children also live, and where the surroundings is very beautiful and where the things are full of beauty and motivating and refreshing there. These children should be taken out of the filthy surroundings of their slum and allowed to progress. Yeah, they also should be taken out of their slum and they should be allowed to progress. They should be given all the facilities that they also make progress in life. They should be allowed to have quality education. Of course, they should be given quality or education like the rich children, as they are getting quality education in schools and colleges in cities and towns. Only education can help them improve their lives and break the shackles of poverty. To eradicate poverty, there is only one option, that is education. Through education only, awareness may be spread among the poor people. Awareness regarding their health, awareness regarding their rights, awareness regarding their duties, awareness regarding their right to education even. And only the educated can improve their life, because when you are educated, you are trained to do something, then you will be doing your job and earning some money, and this way the poverty will be eradicated from your life. Now here is the glossary. Gusty waves means breezy winds, metaphorically energetic faces of children. Pallor means pale, dull face. Stunted, not fully grown due to malnutrition. Gnarled means knotted. Gnarled disease, arthritis. Weeds, unwanted plants. Heir, successor. Sour, unpleasant. Dawn, early morning, sunrise. Late, here dark future of kids. Capes, a large piece of land that sticks out in the sea from the coast. Wicked, evil, slag, weak, slyly, trickily, catacombs, tombs or cemetery, azure, deep blue. Literary devices used in the poem are repetition. Yeah, the very first line, far, far from the gusty waves. Here is the repetition of the word far, far. Repetition is at work here. Now the use of simile. Like rootless words, when the comparison is made with the help of the word like or as, simile is said to be at work. So like rootless weeds, use of simile here. Like bottle bits on stones, use of simile. These windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Here is also simile, like catacombs. Use of metaphor. When the comparison is implicit, not clear, then metaphor is said to be at work. And here you don't see the use of like or as. So, the examples of metaphor used here are paper seeming boy, a boy as thin as a paper. Sour cream walls, the walls have grown dirty, so they look sour. Civilized domes riding all cities, the domes of the houses, they also look to be civilized like human beings. Narrow streets sealed in with a lead sky. Lead sky, the sky as dim as lead. Use of metaphor, cramped holes, again use of metaphor, on their slag heap. Body slag heap means heap of garbage. It is being talked about the physical body of the children living in the slum. Their future is painted with a fog. It's also the use of metaphor here. History theirs whose language is the sun. Yeah, of course, only those have made the history who have learned the language of the sun. You know, sun is the main source of energy, and whatever we are speaking here, it's due to the energy of the sun only. And sun is nature, and nature provides everything for everybody. So if nature has given, if the sun has given us the energy to learn a language and speak a language, then why these poor children should be kept away from that? Why they should be kept deprived of all these things? They should also be brought into the mainstream of life, and they should also be taught everything, that they also may make their own history. They also may record their own history. That's all. Thank you very much. In the next video, you will find some more poems and stories. And here in this video, in respect of this poem, an elementary school classroom in a slum, if you don't understand any phrase, any word, or even a sentence of the poem, you will write in the comment box. I would like to do my best to clarify it, to reply to you and make it all clear to you. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.